Alright, round two on that same fender. This is the passenger side fender. Filling in the little pinholes I had. I actually had a lot more than I could tell the other night, so I went ahead and poked a little drill bit right through all those little holes and filled them up. Right now I'm trying to fix up the brace that holds the side of that step on the fender there, so I'll show you that here in a moment. Alright, what I was doing is I noticed, you know, there was a lot of Bondo kind of shoved in here, so I didn't see this crack. So I'm going to go ahead and take my cutting bit, well, cutting wheel off of one of my air tools, and just cut that open a little bit, and then squeeze back together and weld it up. So, because I don't know if there's any rust in there, but you could tell if I took a drill bit to the edge of that crack, that would probably stop the crack from spreading. I don't want that to get any worse, and I've got to deal with that as well. So I'll bring it back in a moment. Just took this off the Garden State Parkway. Some truck driver drove by and decided to leave his shredded tire in the middle of the freaking road. Good thing no one else is around me, because it probably would have gotten freaking smashed. Alright, I'm pretty much done working on this patch here. You can see I had a little bit of a high spot on some of these, so I just took a flap disc down to it and just kind of took the edge off on that. I went ahead and started kind of gauging in a new patch for the corner over here. I took a new patch panel just like I did for that one there, and I cut it. I cut the this piece off of right here to match up with this, and I'll show you what I took off. This is what I took off. It was full of Bondo in the corner here. This was obviously just rusted off, so that's what I've got. Anyway, here's the new piece. I just kind of tacked it in just so I can make sure that this is straight. I'm going to let it cool off, and off of that same patch I'm going to cut out a patch here, and I'm gonna actually get a little bit, you know, where all this pitting is. I'm gonna go ahead and cut a new section off of this for that, using the bottom edge to match up here, and then I'm gonna look at cleaning some of this up as well. This is really not as bad as it looks, but this all is full pitting. That's why I didn't tack it right here, because I want to cut kind of right here, so make sure I get the proper angle. Anyway, I'll bring you back when I get more done. Dirty workbench, but I took a, I don't know, maybe an hour break from working on that fender, and started building like a shrinker stretcher stand. You know, Harbor Freight has them for like $130, so what I did is I just got this square tubing that I had over in the corner over there, and a piece of flat steel. I welded it all around, and just drilled a couple holes in the plate steel, and then just bolted the shrinker and stretcher to it, so I could just use my vise. Obviously I have to use my hand to use these items, but you know what, saved myself about $130. Alright, I think I'm done doing some welding on this fender. This is the back portion of the passenger side. As you can see from underneath, that is my welds for the forward section where the step piece goes. I took another fender patch and cut it up and used part of it here. I mean, you can see the line. Obviously, I'm not a great professional at this. It's kind of bowed down. I'm sure I could fill that in. Took the seam from here down. And there's one going straight down to about right here where you can see that. I cut out another piece right here and down. And then kind of see it from this angle, but that whole bottom section I had to cut in as well. That was all completely pitted. I'll flip this over. Okay, this is the back side of that same piece. You can see my my seam here, another one there, and then all the way up underneath. There's a couple little things in there that I had to fix. You know, not bad for the first fender I've ever worked on. And let's see, this is the front side. So this is where the bolts come through for the the fender step. So these, obviously I took a flap disc to it to help see if I could get any of those pinholes out of there, which I did. I think I finally got all the pinholes. And these are the pieces that I cut out. So this was that bottom section that's kind of rounded along the bottom. It's pretty pitted all the way through. You know, I cut that out. This was actually attached to it as well. And you can see there's holes all through it. This was part of that fender opening as well. But I put a new fender patch up for just this piece. And then this is the first thing I did was that step piece. So full of Bondo, full of rust, full of everything. So I'm pretty pleased with what I did. To get this kind of a bend, I mean, obviously, this looks like somebody just hit it with a hammer until it bent. I went to a box store and bought just a piece of black iron pipe and just put it in the vise, and then clamped a piece of metal in there, and then just started beating on it, and it would get the shape. So it actually worked pretty well for what I was doing. I'm not a professional at this, so yeah. And then that is done. So that is ready to be used. I already used it a little bit while I was on this project. Alright, so this week I've done pretty much just one fender. Actually, it's probably taken me 2 full weekends to get it done. But I'm pretty pleased with what I've done so far. I don't see any pinholes. You know, put a light up behind it, and it looked pretty good. So next week, I'm going down to Virginia for a little bit. Just a couple days, and then I'll be back. I might start on that other fender if I have a little bit of time this week, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping that the driver's side will look better than what I've already done, but I can't complain. This is the very first time I've ever done anything like this, so I'm watching your guys' videos and learning as I go. Alright, well, I'm gonna take off and get inside, so you guys have a good night. Thanks.